I'm getting personal with Larry Mednick.
Absolutely.
So Amy didn't realise I was going to ask us some questions. So we've obviously been around all of this. And like I said, so of all these aircraft, what's your favourite one?
Oh, that's not fair.
I'm going to be really childish right now and bounce.
Yep.
So we have. So I've managed. No, it's my camera. My camera.
No, it's
She
not.
keeps trying to nick the camera off me. Right, so hi everyone and welcome to the channel. For this bit of the sun and fun, we've got the famous Larry Mednick in the background. That's how you pronounce his surname, is it?
Larry Mednick.
Larry
Yes,
Mednick. And in a minute, Amy's going to take over the camera because everyone's seen Amy in Larry's videos. Here we are, Amy. Come on, give us
Hello.
forever smiling.
How are you?
So I'm going to relinquish my camera to Amy.
Oh boy.
There we go. So
There's a lot of
Amy, you have control.
responsibility.
You have control.
Oh boy.
Alrighty.
So basically in this video we're going to be looking at, and we might have to create a little bit closer to the microphone because
Okay, no problem.
but we're going to look at some of the Revolt range. How many trikes have you got here?
We have 4 different models.
Yeah.
And we start off with a Part 103 ultralight. Then we do a hot rod version of that ultralight.
Yeah.
Then we have a 2-seat version of that ultralight. And then of course we have our somewhat well-known Revo. It's our Go Fast triple-digit trike.
Yeah.
With lots of features.
Yeah. I've noticed a lot of your trikes are on the large side. I want to say very American.
Very American. If you look at the cars that are on the road here compared to what's on the road in Europe, we have totally different markets, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's just really neat to see how that all evolved. But if you look at the European model, which was the Delta Jet 1, that one did not sell real well in the US because it's actually about 7 inches shorter than a Monsoon. Right. And that's pretty much all in the back seat. So Americans are definitely a little bit bigger. They tend to be. We like big things. We like big, powerful things. We sell a lot of the big bore kits on our Revolts, 114 horsepower, because who wants 100? And that's just the American way. Maybe it was the Trent Palmer with the big tires. Yeah. But we were kind of doing the big tires with the Monsoon. And now I see some like Air Creation has their Skyper Bush. And so, you know, it's all this synergy where, oh, you know, he's doing something I like, maybe I'll try that. And it works, and we're seeing what works. But for the American market, bigger is better. In fact, I just saw Air Creation had a little ad the other day. It said, bigger is better. And come see Air Creation Sun and Fun, the 50th anniversary, and they're right, because that's how you market to an American. Bigger is better, and we build the biggest trikes made. So, all right, so we're gonna get to our big trike, but even our Part 103s are bigger, quite a bit bigger. So this is
completely different weight limits to us. So anything above 70
kilos,
1 kilos,
we go.
It's a microlight.
Yeah, we go up to 278 pounds with the parachute system, or 250.
What's that in real money?
At 2.2, you're gonna have to do the math. We're gonna put it up on the screen right here. That's how many kilos.
254 pounds, is it?
Without a chute, or we have an allowance for safety equipment, such as this is a Camelli parachute that we really like.
Is that pneumatic release?
That is pneumatic. Yep, it's nitrogen filled, and they're going to be here at Sun and Fun this year for the first time ever. So, pretty excited about that. Get to meet the guys from the place. They do a great job with these chutes. They get them out right away. The fit and finish and quality has been wonderful. If you compare this to some of the Part 103s that are selling so well in the UK, once again, it is massive by comparison. So we're going to put you in this seat. So this is a no license fly in the US.
I think this is bigger than the aircraft I teach on. So
probably. So we've got big, heavy, clunky aircraft seatbelt to start.
Where's the shoulder strap?
These do not have shoulder straps, although it is an option.
I feel like I'm going to make it dirty by sitting in it.
And we're going to pop this open. And we don't have steam gauges.
You don't make this for short people, do you?
We do. We offer 3 different size forks. This is a standard. The one you're going to get in is a -1 inch. And then we also go up to a +3 inch. So you'd probably need a -1 or a -2, and that is done with a different set of fork tubes that is non-adjustable on these. But one of the cool things is this is your view. Oh, I'm going to get to the suspension in a second. So we have full all-wheel suspension, very important. So think of all the features in those big pickup trucks you've been following around on the road. Yeah. It's kind of like that. So take a look. I'm going to just come up here. This is the suspension travel of this machine.
That makes your tummy wobble.
Yeah. So all-wheel suspension. Ooh. You've got color. I don't have a battery in this one. We've got dual hydraulic disc brakes, and these are actual aircraft brakes on them. It's a little beefier and a little bit heavier and a little more substantial.
Does it go small enough?
I think you'll manage,
Yeah,
and it adjusts from both sides as well. That is a hand throttle. On the Rev X, we have a more substantial throttle quadrant.
So you've got the same engine that I'm running the 9 on this. What speeds does this one?
This one trims at 37 miles an hour, and most of these days are sold with our 12-meter wing. That's a 28.5-foot wingspan, 12.0 square meters. So it's a small wing, so it can do the high wind, very, very light and responsive, but it's slow. And has the short takeoff, about 100 feet is the ground roll of
30 meters,
yeah, so nothing crazy. Your 9 can probably do the same thing if I had to take a guess. But you've got just a little bit more mass around you. The twin mast, this hang block probably looks a lot larger as well.
That's a monster. That's about 3 times as thick as what my hang block is.
Yeah, we have a theory here. If this is good, this is better. Wait till you see the hang block on our bigger trikes. They're ridiculous. Yeah. So we overbuild it, and that seems to just be what a lot of people like. Our high line of this machine is something that does not qualify to fly without a license, which is our Rev X. Right. We're getting 1,100 foot a minute climb, about the same takeoff ground roll. It doesn't take off shorter because of the weight, but it still takes off in 100 feet, and it still goes the same speed. It goes 40, this one goes 37.
Yeah.
The wing on it is built like a 2-place wing, so it's a much heavier wing, whereas this one is all built with the thin wall tubing, the thinner cables. It's an 80-pound wing. The Rev X will use a 110-pound wing.
So Amy's relinquished the camera back to me for a little bit, and I'm going to ask Larry a few more questions. So we've looked at the Rev, and this is the Rev X, which looks like the Rev on steroids.
A little bit. It's still, like I said, Mustang V6 versus the Roush Mustang. It's still a Mustang, but we've done some upgrades to it.
Yeah.
And so you're going to notice right away,
got
probably, you've got a steering damper on here. That's a nice feature to have. Again, weight and money are the things that we considered on the ultralight. You've got the aluminum inserts on the pedals, a little bit more control there. These are also the optional 21-inch tires. We don't.
You know, they probably weigh more than my entire undercarriage on the 9. The hub on this, not the tire, the hub.
They're pretty beefy. Pretty beefy. We've got dual hydraulic disc brakes, but we have that on the ultralight as well. The difference is this has a stainless steel braided brake line with a hydraulic parking brake valve.
Yeah, it's 2-stroke.
This is still a 582 2-stroke.
Have they stopped making the 2-stroke?
They have, and so Kodiak, who's our importer, they secured a bunch of these engines. Right. We made a decision. We went out and we bought all the rest. I believe I own every 582 in the world at the moment.
So if you can't get a 582, blame this man.
You can get one. You have to buy the whole aircraft, and that's how you get the 582 So
you get the aircraft free attached to the engine.
Yeah.
There you go.
And,
I like that.
Of course, we have a 10-gallon fuel tank for this monster 65 horsepower motor for a single seat. You can kind of do the math on that. Now, we do offer the same 12-meter wing. So the ultralight starts with a 15-meter wing, and then we go to a 12-meter wing. Those are both single surface. They both go about the same speed. The 12-meter wing is obviously very good in the wind. So just like you guys have kind of, wow, this new 9 is so small, amazing in the wind.
Yeah.
Smaller is better sometimes in that particular case. And so, but we also do have a go fast wing that trims 55 to 65 miles per hour.
Yeah.
You can go 80 straight and level with this, and that's our XS. That's a double surface wing, which is 11 square meters. So that's another option here.
The whole concept seems to go around comfort, you know, not just the big tires, but...
So speaking of, this is 1 inch closer than the ultralight you just had, and you were having a little bit of trouble getting. Let's take a look at the difference.
As you might have noticed with a lot of the stuff here at Sun & Fun, I feel very short. So
throw a leg over.
You're perfect size. Don't let them tell you otherwise.
Did that make a bigger difference than you thought?
That 1 inch is, Yeah,
now go ahead and turn.
Apparently 1 inch makes all the difference.
You've got your Camelli parachute handle. Now this is a bigger Camelli. This is a 740
that
pound.
throws me because the throttle, for me, should be on that side. Because I'm so used to teaching in the
But
van.
we fly on this side of the road, so it's really the same.
That's the wrong side.
Actually, it's the right side, and
yeah,
irrefutable. So the throttle quadrant's bigger. We've got the remote choke as well. So again, just so the kind of things that we use on our big revolt, we've put into this. And so we're using the straw pickup for the fuel system into aero-equipped fuel lines versus pulling from the bottom of the little 5-gallon tank in the ultralight. This has the CNC gascolator, the electric fuel pump backup. This is plumbed, and the electrical system is like our big bird. So a little bit lighter, but and you're going to get standard features that are options on the ultralight. But basically, it's a hot rod version. Yeah. And it's not really.
Do you use MGL for most of your instrumentation?
All of it. Absolutely love it. The screens are so bright. They're so easy to use, especially the Extreme.
What makes me laugh is my feet don't actually touch the floor.
Yeah. This is a full-size single-seat trike.
Yeah.
I don't know that anybody else has ever made a full-size single-seat trike. They're usually much smaller, and they're that. So again, when I get a guy that's 285 pounds, that's in kilos, they're totally comfortable. They have good performance. They have good comfort. But it does well, and it's made for large men. But with the pedal adjustments, we can have less than large men very, very comfortable in this machine.
So I've managed. Wait, no, it's my camera. My camera.
Just kidding. No touch.
She keeps trying to nick the camera off me. So no, it's joking. So we're back here with the third of 4 aircraft.
Yeah, this is the third of 4, yes.
Third of 4. So hopefully you're still sticking with us for this one. And I'm going to ask him how the names came about. But we're with the Revolt. Revolt.
Yes. Revolt.
Is it Revolt or Revolt?
I'm good with either.
Either. Cool. Either.
Either.
Amy likes her British terms, so we're good. We're good with that. So I'm going to hand the camera over to Amy. There you go. You have control.
I have control.
So the Revolt came about. Actually, it came after the Rev, before the Rev X, but we had the Rev, and people really seemed to like the idea. Big tires, very, very comfortable. How'd you like the seat?
It's very nice.
Yeah, a little bit different, a little bit from what else is out there. It's an actual hard seat with.
I think I've worked through most of the aircraft we fly are all about function over form sometimes, and sometimes you can reduce that luxury requirement for that. I will be biased, I do quite like the PB seats because just the geometry's right. If you get the geometry right.
I can't wait. Is that what's we're going to go check out? Is the PB?
Yeah.
All right.
He's going to come and look at our aircraft.
I have never seen a PB in person.
Well, the 9 is same chassis throughout. So,
okay, all right. But this 9-meter wing, this is very exciting. I am really looking forward. I haven't been excited about anything in the trike world that my name wasn't attached to in like a decade. And this 9, watching the whole progress from the prototype when they're like, yeah, we're not done tweaking it, and to all the reactions. So I got to go check this out. And of course, Eros makes beautiful, beautiful fit. But at the moment, Revolt.
Let's get back to Revolt.
So. This machine was a 2-seat version of the same concept, that tube and big tire setup. And
do you get a ladder?
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. You have 2 steps to get in. And so the way this works is you come up here, 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 and here. Now my seat is actually, if you can see the space behind the seat.
Yeah.
This is a forward aggressive position. I'm in position 5. This seat comes down and back. So if you get a real big guy, 300-pound guy, we move this seat all the way back. So this seat's way forward, and this is how I instruct. This is a full critical angle attack stall. I'm all the way up against the stall limiter, or the windscreen, or roll cage in this case. So this is my range here. And but basically I fly about 500 hours a year doing just instruction only. And this is my office. One of my complaints, and I'm not a super big guy, I was a little bit bigger, was that small back seat.
You fed your needs back into the design.
Oh, all of these were built for us. Yeah. And thankfully the American market has responded very favorably, but yes, every one of these products that you're going to see was a passion and something that I built because it was different than anything else out there. So this concept and this Revolt, this part here is non-structural, so you can fly in a full roll cage, or you can also fly completely open air, much like the Rev as well. But about 9 out of 10 Revolts flying have that full roll cage, and when you sit back here, you're going to see almost feel very, very protected, almost inside. Whereas in a Revo or a Delta Jet 2, it's much more abrupt. So just having some structure around you is a different feel. But the other thing that's really cool is the seat is the same in the back as it is in the front, and the view is just as good from the back as the front seat.
You don't have the helmet in the way.
The helmet's down here.
Because in the UK when I'm teaching, and depending on whether it's a crosswind day or not,
which side your head goes to.
And you always predetermine the fact that they're going to put the head, you go lean left and they lean right. So we practice the left and the right just to make sure the head moves out of the way.
So yeah, no more looking around anybody's head. Even really, really tall guys, their head might come up to here.
Do you have to adjust your kind of perception of round out and things?
So I just delivered a revolt in Chapala, Mexico, and this instructor, I believe he said he had like 11,000 hours, and super high time. And the first landing came in for the back seat. I had to push the bar forward real quick, and then the second one he greased in, the third one he greased in. I said, "You got it." I got it.
Yeah.
But so yeah, you're so high up in the back seat. I would definitely recommend anybody before they jump in the back seat of a revolt have a competent pilot in the front seat.
What I would say is Larry and I have had a bit of a joke today because I found a really funny meme online and I've sent it to him, and I think that's going to do the rounds now, isn't it?
I am going to use that in all of my training. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I love it.
So I'll try and screenshot it and put it on the screen now. Hope you enjoyed that. And getting out is wow.
So have a seat. Go ahead and climb up. If you put your right foot, he was watching. Very nice. That's exactly how to do it.
Hey, I've been briefed before.
Very nice. That's full bar out.
Wow. Do you know what? When I do slow speed flying, it's one of those lessons where you go, I've got an ab workout today because you're like this. All the way to the front with the bars out here.
Yeah, the geometry of being higher actually does help because you have a little bit less leverage, but our wings are fairly light wings, so the leverage isn't much of a problem for the instructor, but you get more throw, you get more angle of incidence change per measurement here. So the pitch is actually shorter from the back seat, and that is all the way out, and your V&E would probably be back about here. That's V&E. So it's not much.
No.
And so you're not doing the whole. Now, if your seat is further back, then you'll get that ab workout with it forward.
I'd be really childish right now and bounce.
Yep. So we have 5 gas shocks. And of course, we've got our 22-inch tires on here, so you're getting a lot of travel.
I think if you put all 3 tires together, that's the same as my aeroplane.
I'll give you that one. These are big enough to say that, to make that statement.
Right, let me out. Amy's going to get the camera again in a minute, but I've nicked it back. You can have it back in a moment.
Yes, sir.
This, to me, looks very much like a Delta Jet, which I've got some time in the back seat.
Oh yeah, that'll be a great comparison. You're going to see the differences, I think, right away, but
hopefully,
we'll see.
Hopefully. But this is what I deem a UK type flex wing of large variety. Whereas this is almost streamlined and slick for you, isn't it?
For sure, for sure. And this whole big tire,
Amy has control.
Short takeoff and landing, stole big tire trike thing has gone bonkers in the US. And I had no idea. I really, when we came out with the Revolt, I was hoping it would be 50-50, that it would get half of the sales that we made for 2-place trike, and this would get the other half. It's about a 20-to-1, I hate to say. Everybody gravitates towards the Revolt, and the Revo is kind of...
It's just more like your slick sports car type.
You know, it has a different purpose. This is made to stay in a hangar. It's made to be used at a paved runway. Maybe a manicured grass runway is okay. But the Revos that we sent over to Europe, especially with the smaller wing, this is our smallest, fastest wing.
What size is this?
This is a 10.9 meter wing, and it has, at sea level, about a 111 indicated. It's probably not quite correct, but triple digits for sure at sea level, and a little faster at 6,000 feet.
I have noticed you seem to color code your rocker covers with the aircraft, which throws me because I'm like, that's 914, but it's not actually a 914,
It's not. So if this was purple, the engine would be purple. And I'm a details guy. My OCD, I believe, is part of our success, in that every detail really matters a lot to me. And so, so the question I think you had off camera, you just asked me, why does this look so much like a Delta Jet? And it's no coincidence. You have to understand its heritage. Its grandfather was the Delta Jet 1. Its father was the Monsoon. And as I mentioned earlier, the Delta Jet 2 was developed by Zoltan Molnar based off of where we got into the Monsoon, and I developed this one based off the Monsoon. So they both come from the same aircraft, which is the Monsoon. As you know from your Delta Jet, this is a no step. This is also a no push, not that it can't take any weight, but we don't like to step on those. Again, the big aircraft
I'll go for the back seat, because I'm used to the back seat.
And I want to point out, like the Delta Jet 2, you've got the shoulder harnesses you were asking about in the little rev, so you have
and
that.
on inertia reels, which is great.
Absolutely. And if you just turn this, go ahead and stand on the floorboard. Now I want you to stand up for a second, and I want you to hop on this floorboard and just give me your thoughts. Because you hop up and down, so you feel the chromoly welded frame compared to
I'm not sure what I stood on, but I want to make sure I didn't break.
Hop on it. So you feel how there's no
Most
flex?
people will be cringing right now.
Hang on, hang on. I'm coming up there with Giles.
Oh,
We're both going to stand on it. And the point is, there's a difference in a welded chromoly frame versus aluminum in its rigidity.
Yeah.
And I think you've noticed that. And these pedals are adjustable, but not quick adjust. The front pedals are quick adjust.
Yeah.
This is our 8.5-inch touchscreen, but basically, I'm going to climb in the front. That's going to help you to understand what you're used to feeling. And
I'm getting personal with Larry Mednick.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we really wanted to change about the Revolt was, I mean, you take a pretty lady for a flight when I've got Amy in the back seat. It's wonderful. When I've got 300-pound sweaty Fred in the back seat, it's like, let's take the Revolt and not the Revo today, because we are a little bit close. But at the speeds that this goes, I think we had it up to 106, 104 today on our ride over. You need to be tucked in a little bit tighter for that wind protection, and everybody stay in the bubble. So my question to you is, does it feel the same as the Delta Jet 2, or is it a little different?
It feels a little bit higher in the back seat.
A little higher?
Than the Delta Jet 2.
The seat bottom is also quite a bit longer.
Yeah, the legs are definitely a lot more, legs akimbo.
Well, that's for the larger pilot seats.
Yeah. And I always find being a shorter pilot, especially shorter in the leg, that it's hard to do the steering, whereas this steering looks very, as in, I can operate this as equally safely from the rear as I would in the front. There's a lot of flex wings because of the straight steering bar.
Yeah, totally different approach. Totally different approach than the teeter bar system. These arms actually move in this direction, as do on the Revolt. So it's a system we came up with when we developed this in 08, and it's a system we've stuck with when we developed the Revolt in 17.
So Amy didn't realise I was going to ask us some questions. So we've obviously been around all of this, and like I said, I first followed Amy and Larry when I was first starting to learn to fly. I was watching their videos. So of all these aircraft, what's your favourite one?
Oh, that's not fair.
It is.
You should have pre-prepped me.
No, because then I'll get a genuine answer.
It truly depends upon what kind of mood I'm in to fly in. I absolutely love
that's
this
just
setup.
never going to be right, is it?
All right, so I'll tell you two things. Well, actually three. The Revo is one of my absolute favorites, especially with the 11-meter wing. It's the one that I trained on, I learned on, and it's got mad flying skills. So we like to dip down into surface and rip around the trees and stuff, and that's one of my favorite things to do. Having said that, the roll rate on this is insane.
Yeah.
And it's just so much fun, and it's fast, and I just love the way that it flies. And it's also great for traveling. We used to fly these up to Oshkosh and back, and I flew one of these twice by myself up to Oshkosh.
About 2,500 miles round trip?
Yeah, exactly. So that's really great for that. Plus the instrumentation for it, you can do full GPS and all of that fun stuff. Having said that, I really love the RevX. Larry actually
I knew that was coming.
He actually made one for me when I became a CFI. He actually put the 11-meter onto the RevX, so it became the RevXS. So that became my first one, and that put this to, not to shame, but it really was ridiculous.
The fun factor, I think.
The fun factor, and the way that it flew, and the way that it handled, and the confidence, and you can fly all day long, which is really super awesome.
Yeah. Now I know you've been very articulate about all the details of the aircraft. Now I'm going to get you to put in a really short sentence, what's your favourite aircraft? Come on.
It's the same answer as Amy. It depends on what I'm doing. But I think...
Cop out.
I think the most epic flights I've had of really flying the way I like, and I think many of your viewers might know how I like to fly. It's not cross-country straight line. I'm gonna have to give hats off.
So you're a bit like me. You don't fly straight lines. You fly great circles.
No, I kind of zigzag a little bit.
I get told off by Mark by not flying anything in a straight line.
I'm gonna
see. I'm not the only one that doesn't fly in a straight line, Mark.
I'm gonna take my hat off to the RevX.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
RevX, absolute best flying experience I think I've had to date. But I can't do it with Amy, so behind that I'm gonna have to go Revolt, and then the Revo probably third.
So this is going to be a standalone video for the for chatting with Larry and Amy, and I really appreciate your time today. Thank you for that.
Our pleasure.
Thank you for helping me on my journey.
Nice to get to see you.
And it is great being over here and actually meeting all these personalities that I knew when I started learning to fly. So we're going to wrap this video up here. Thank you both very much for your time. Wrap this video up here, and until the next video, carrying on for Sun and Fun. Stay tuned, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next Sun and Fun video. So until next time, everybody, fly safe.